Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jake Adkins here with Food and Flight, Episode 3. Today, my guest is former MLB All-Star Greg Vaughn. Now, Greg's been a good family friend of ours for many years. We really value his friendship and, big fan of our restaurant as well. And, thanks for coming on the show.
Shoot, I mean, anything for you and your family. Like I said, I consider you like a stepson. You know what I mean? I've known you since the 7th grade. You know what I mean? Yeah. Basically. So you've been a big part of my life, and your family has always supported me and my foundation, Vaughns Valley, Foundation, and whatever I had going. And like I said, it's all about community. It's that village. And like I said, you're part of my family. You are like another son to me. So it's a pleasure to see, my former players and kids that I had a part in their life grow up to become successful and live their lives and start their own families. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I mean, you've been a big part of my life too, as not just as a friend, but obviously a coach. Growing up playing baseball, and one of my favorite things that has stuck with me throughout all these years is if you don't like where you're sitting, play better. And that's what's great about that is that can transcend not just baseball, not just any sport, but that can go into life, where if you don't like your situation or like where you're at, hey, there's a lot that you can do that you may not even think of that you can improve your situation.
But that was my big thing because being a high school coach and everybody's an all-star. Everybody played for their dad. Their moms took the stats. Everybody hit 500. Mm-hmm. And you know me, I loved every single kid that played for us. But every kid can't go D1. Every kid can't get drafted. Every kid can't, go to the major leagues. But you can take baseball as a tool to go as far as you can go. And the thing about you is you weren't scared to work. Mm-hmm. And we've had a lot of guys, like I said, we beat Elk Grove, we beat Manning, who got, Elk Grove, as far as baseball, is huge. Mm-hmm. And I like being an underdog. Yeah. But I like being an underdog with kids like you know what I mean? And I did have a sign. I had signs made up, and I told the parents that I will put my arms around the kids when they need me to put my arms around them. But, this is way bigger than baseball. It's about life. So if you get detention or you screw up, you run all practice and you miss a game. Yeah. And unfortunately, your senior year, after winning a lot of section championships, one of our best players happened to have a mishap during the championship game, and everyone said, don't sit him, don't sit him, don't sit him. The rules are the same for everybody. Right. But that same kid is working for Morgan Stanley now, and he said, Coach, thank you for the life lesson. Yeah. The bottom line is, it takes a village, you know what I mean? And I was blessed to be around, not just Bradshaw Christian, but, people like your mom and dad and, all the people at Bradshaw Christian that really, really did care, and it allowed me to be me. Mm-hmm. But I do have a philosophy, and I have the same philosophy with my boys, right. And I have a grandson now, and it's, if you don't like sitting next to coach, chasing fly balls or foul balls, play better. Right. You know what? But you know who told me that? My grandmother. Okay. It was something we learned growing up. If you want to be on the field, play better, do better, but not just in sports, but in all aspects of life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's huge, and that kind of leads me into my next question. I mean, is there, let's say, like the top 3 people that have made the biggest impact in your life, and that could be, life, baseball, whatever.
Well, I would say number 1, probably my mother. Mm-hmm. Number 2, probably be my grandmother. Number 3 would be probably, my uncle, my mom's brother, but I've had like I said, my village was so big, man, that it, I had counselors, I had teachers, I had secretaries, I've had American Legion coaches. I've had so many people I had football coaches, that was my favorite love. I had, Norm Reddy, I thought he hated me because he was always yelling at me. And, I had Les Robinson because I was running back and a safety and he was always yelling at me. And I transcend the same messages to you guys that they gave to me was, when I stop talking to you, then you should start worrying.
That's when you should worry, exactly.
Yeah, and I used to tell you that all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know what? And that's what they taught me. And you know what? I had police officers. I've had a lot of different people in my village that, we cared about our community. We cared about different people. They cared about all of us as kids. I had some of my best friends growing up, the Waits, the Freemans, whoever it was, their parents, the respect level we had for adults was different. They cared about the community and all of us. So, it was nothing different. Like I said, I'm a disciple and I just try to pass it down. And, I was blessed to play baseball, but I think I was blessed to also be used as a tool from the man above to help teach and, give lessons. I used to tell my kids all the time because, Corey was in the first class at Bradshaw Christian. Then they went to Jesuit and St. Francis and all this stuff. And they said, "Oh, Dad, you go to church because you think you're perfect." And no, I go to church because I'm not perfect.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
And every day I sin. Every day I need forgiveness. Every day I need to say thank you for what I do have. You know what I mean? So it's awesome to be able to see my kids to be in a position that they're in now and get it and understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and you live that every day, and especially through your foundation, Vaughns Valley Foundation. Can you tell me a little bit about, I know the story obviously, but how did that come about?
Well, it first started, my oldest son, Corey, had type 1 diabetes. And I said, dang, I play in all these golf tournaments. I do all this different stuff for everyone else. Let me have my own, So diabetes was the first or the initiative for me to start the foundation. And everything was going towards type 1. But then I said, you know what? I have to give scholarships to people at Kennedy High School or where I came from and I wanted them non-athletic. So below the poverty line, I wanted them to be able to have a chance to go to college. And like this year, we fed over 800,000 people with COVID. We gave PPE. And, the mayor or Chief Hahn or whoever it is, whatever the city of Sacramento needs, I don't want to be pigeonholed. I want my foundation to be able to help Sacramento become the best city we're the capital.
Right.
We need to be the best city.
Absolutely.
You know what? And, distance learning and growing up in South Sac, and whether it's, a school in North Sac or East Sac that doesn't have the means, when they ask for Chromebooks, here's 6,000 Chromebooks. When they ask for 10,000 whiteboards, here's 10,000 whiteboards. So I think we've taken, the type 1 diabetes part and expanded it to whatever is going on in our community.
And that's amazing, and that's a testament to what, starting one thing that really means a lot to you that still affects a lot of people in a positive way, but what that could expand into and to see how many more people can you help. And then I think that's a great thing that a lot of people can follow. Now, being from Sacramento, I mean, a lot of people that have had the success that you've had, professional athletes that have gone to do great things, 4-time All-Star, and a lot of them don't necessarily go back to their hometown. They try to go to other places that might be a little bit more appealing, quote unquote appealing. I like where we live. Obviously you do too, but it does get a bad rap, unfortunately. I think that's Shaq's fault. I still swear by that because
Shaq's a good friend of mine. Shaq loves Sacramento. Trust me.
I know.
Shaq loves Sacramento. But when the Lakers were playing the Kings at the time, he had to say something to
for sure. Oh yeah.
To get that. stir it up a little bit.
But what drew you to, hey, I'm going to come back in Sacramento. I'm going to be a staple of Sacramento, and I'm going to do well for my community here that I grew up in.
Well, you know, I guess when you say do well, it depends on who you ask, because, you know, I'm far from perfect. You know, I have a lot of flaws and a lot of faults. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and portray that, you know. But I think if the kids in South Sacramento or the kids around our community don't see guys that have made it, you know, it sort of doesn't give them hope. So I always wanted to be able to come back home and give them or show them that if I can do it, you can do it. And like I said, I'm not talking about being an athlete. Right. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, you know, whatever it is that you are in love with, pursue it, go after it, and don't let anybody tell you can't do something, you know, because I think what society right now is, you know, our kids, you know, sometimes they feel like they're owed something. You know, we're not owed anything. You know what I mean? If you want something, you got to go get it. You know, and I think I can blame your dad and myself and everybody else. We gave you guys a little bit too much, but, you know, other than that, no.
I even turned out okay.
No, you turned out great,
okay.
though. No,
all right, thank you.
Like I said, adopted son. I spent more time with you than anybody. I mean, we hit. You showed up at my house. I had to eat my dinner in the cage. I had to do everything in the cage. It was, you couldn't get enough, you know, and that's what I loved about you. It was, you loved it, but you also, you know, it's a testament to your parents and your upbringing that you were raised the right way. You know what I mean? And that's all we can do. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, I love the small city of Sacramento. We need to catch up, though, you know, because we are the capital, and I'm on a lot of boards on a lot of different things, and we need to start having different dreams and goals to make this be the capital. You know what I mean? And I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you hungry?
I'm always hungry. You know what I mean?
That's the right answer.
I'm always hungry.
All right. Well, we got some food coming. Aaron, our manager here, is going to be very careful. And
Aaron's the best. And Aaron's the best.
All right. Looks like we got some fried calamari and zucchini. And are these the crab cakes? Yes. All right.
And we're gonna eat all that.
Well, this is for me.
Okay.
Do you want something?
Not really, but I'm good.
I'm just kidding. No, this is for both of us. We'll get some separate plates for
Thank
us.
you.
So this is your drink, right?
This is my drink right here.
There you go. I remember.
Gluten-free, dairy-free.
So why is this your favorite?
Hey man, I'm American. I like Tito's. You know what I mean? If I could promote anything American and like I said, promoting my community is the biggest thing. You know, for whether it's South Sac, whether it's here, but you know, for us to be the best that we can possibly be, we have to invest in our communities. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we have to be able to have people that are in charge that don't make us have to jump through so many loopholes to keep our communities going and give our kids hope. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've been in Elk Grove for 27 years, you know what I mean? And when I remember the first time I came to Elk Grove, I was playing for Kennedy High School, and we're playing football, and I was like, who in the hell would want to live out here? You know what I mean? All I smelled was cow crap and horse crap, and 27 years later, here I am. You know what I mean? I wouldn't think of anywhere else to live.
That's awesome. A little bit different nowadays, I mean, than 27 years ago. I mean, we got a street light right here now. And
oh yeah, we do have a street light. You know, we have
a few more down that way.
And we have grocery stores, and we have street lights. But you know what though? What I'm most impressed about is I see what a lot of people, I see what society looks like now out here. When I first moved out here, I didn't know what to expect because it didn't look like society to me or where I grew up,
Yeah.
but I never had a problem. Not to say there weren't problems, but I never had a problem. Or maybe I was accepted because of baseball. But like I said, Elk Grove has been great to me, and the city of Sacramento has been great to me. So, it's something that's close to me. It's important to me, and I think that we need to all find a way to make it the best city in the world, especially being the capital of California. You know what I mean? We have to catch up to everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And then, one of the things that we try to do is make some of the best food, I believe, on earth. Ready to dig into some of this? We got separate plates. We can split it up here. Are you not a big calamari guy?
No, I'm big on everything that you guys do here. Anything you guys do here, I'm all in.
All right.
And I will even go off of gluten and dairy for you guys. But it's like I said, this restaurant, it's legendary. And then when your folks took over, they just added to it. You know what I mean? It's a staple, and they don't call it Elk Grove. They call it Wilton. I don't know. They call it Sheldon. I don't know. And the Sheldon Inn is awesome. And like I said, I will always support, what I believe in. Mm-hmm. And especially, like I said, you guys have always been behind me. You guys have supported everything that I've done, and I like good food.
Yeah.
So I'm a dig in.
All right. Well, what are you waiting for, man? Are you on a special diet right now? Is that why?
Okay, so I'm not on a special diet. I've lifted weights my whole life and worked out.
Yeah.
So if I eat no gluten, no dairy, then I don't have to go to the gym.
Okay.
I can just ride my bike. But with you guys, I will make an exception.
It is gluten free. It's a different kind of fried crust on the calamari there. It's actually healthy for you.
It's healthy fried food. There
Make sure
we
we
go.
put a disclaimer that says not actually true.
Yeah, healthy. There we go.
But it does sound good.
No, all the food's amazing. Everything's amazing.
You gotta try the crab cake. So they're doing a little different this time. Looks like they have a little bit of a pesto type sauce on there. That is really, really good.
Pesto sauce, I like it. Knowing your dad, I know we're gonna try all types of sauces, and the fried chicken from South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Authentic. I forgot all the aunts' names. I forgot, so I don't want to.
Aunt Betty.
Yeah, but there was a whole bunch of people. It was a line that everybody had to go down.
So you golfed today. How'd that go? Did you win?
Don't tell your dad, because then I'll have to pay for my dinner. But yeah, I did win today. No, today was a good day. But that's, being an athlete and being able to do something to compete.
Yeah.
And having 7 rotator cuff surgeries and shaved bone and no bicep, it's the locker room I miss. I don't miss playing. I miss the locker room.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, but that, even me and you going back and forth when it's not this, just text messages, you know what I mean? Mm. You guys will always be a part of my life, and even Ryan, following Ryan, and Ryan being a ex-baseball player, it's, we have, Sacramento's a special place. We have our own fraternity that all of us stick together and pull from one another, and that's what makes Sacramento special.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And, I'm just fortunate to be part of it.
So how's the shoulder feeling after the surgeries? Did it make you a better golfer or a worse golfer? Or about the same?
The surgery was good because I took a year off, but then getting ready for the American Century, I was playing, and then I thought I slept wrong, or maybe I played cards too late that night. I don't know what happened, but then I couldn't lift the club out of the bag.
Oh.
So then now they say I need shoulder replacement, but I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, my dad obviously got that surgery too. Not as many, but had his first one at least, and hadn't golfed in like 2 or 3 years, recovering from it. And then we just went golfing a few weeks ago, and he's a way better golfer than he was before he had to have surgery.
That's because Jeffrey needs to take 2 or 3 years off in between rounds. That's yes. No, I could tease him because, like I said, you guys are, I mean, like family to me, and I mean, you and Janae and my kids, you know what I mean? It's special, and it's special to be, like I said, for society to see all the problems that we have going on, and to see you know, how big a part of my life you were to me, this is what it's about, you know what I mean? And I think that's what we're missing, you know what I mean? And hopefully we can get back to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know me, it doesn't matter. Everybody deserves a chance, and it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter where you come from. It's what's inside you, you know, absolutely, that defines you.
Going back to golf for a second, out of your friend group, out of your celebrity friend group, who would you say is the best golfer? Who would you say is the worst golfer? And who would you say thinks they're the best golfer, but sucks?
Wow. Who would I say is, any particular order? You want to say worst first?
However you want to do it.
The
Whoever
best,
you want to let down first.
The best, like I said, I mean, pitchers don't work, dude. I mean, pitchers, they play every 5 days. So, you know, all the pitchers are good golfers. Whether it's Tanya Sturts, whether it's Glavin, whether it's Smoltz, whether it's Maddox. There's a lot of pitchers that are really good golfers. Mm-hmm. I mean, they only work 1 day out of the week. You know, I walk in for spring training at 9 o'clock. They're walking out to go to the golf course. You know, so Lance Woods might be the worst golfer I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Comedy's good for Lance, but I would say move out of the way. I've never seen a golf ball go backwards.
So he's a comedian on the golf course too?
No, he was trying. Okay. He was trying, but the ball actually went backwards. Wow. I mean, there's a...
Is he a golfer though, normally? I mean, does he like going out and playing, or is it just he was out there giving it a try?
He was at my golf tournament. It went backwards.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. I appreciate Lance and the comedy show for everything that they do for Vaughns Valley Foundation. But like I said, I play hockey players, a lot of great golfers. Wally Joyner, great golfer. I mean, there's so many great golfers that it's a hard sport, man. It's hard. It's, you know, I tell people all the time, they think because I play baseball that
it'll transition pretty easily to golf. Right?
No, not for me. You know, like I said, foul balls count in golf. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. They don't count in baseball. I get all the foul balls.
Well, it depends on how you're playing.
No, the rules are the rules, Jake. I
know.
The rules are the rules. So foul balls do count, you know. So it's, but it's what we do now, you know what I mean? Vince Coleman's a great golfer. You know, he comes down to play. Derek Lee's a great golfer. You know, I'm fortunate to have a lot of guys in my village that, you know, we all support each other, whether it's Cedric the Entertainer, whether it's George Lopez, whether it's, Doug Christie, Bobby Jackson, you know, Chris Webber. You know, I'm blessed to be able to call on these guys and them actually show up, you know, for a cause. And, you know, because you grow up idolizing a lot of these people, and to be able to have them in your Rolodex and to be able to call them and say, hey, I'm there. Yeah. You know, Ferguson Jenkins, you know, Fergie, Greg, I'm there. You know what I mean? One of the best pitchers of all time. You know, it's you know, Bochy, Hoffey, you know, Trevor Hoffman. You know, it's, Greg Maddox. It's a fraternity, and we're tight. Whatever it is, I think everyone supports one another, especially when it comes to kids, because like I said, I think it's our job to try to impact and help as many kids as we can. Because I remember Willie McCovey, he was I know we had Willie Mays and we had all those guys growing up, but Willie McCovey came to John Sloat Elementary School. And he became my freaking hero. That was Stretch, you know what I mean? And it's just one of those things where, I've had family members, Jerry Royster, hero to me, but no one's bigger than my mom. My mom was my hero. My mom pushed me, and she was hard. She reminds me of your mom, you know what I mean? She didn't take anything, for granted. She wouldn't let me blame or have excuses. And, my grandmother was tougher than all of them. I remember my cousin Ricky was covering Jerry Rice one time, and he caught like a 5-yard slant for a touchdown. It's my mom's brother's son, so we played Little League, same, everything all the way up, in South Sac. And he came out, Grandma, good to see you. Boy, you better start hitting somebody. You know what I mean? But that's how she was. Yeah. And for me, my first time in Oakland, I hit a home run off Stu and a game winner off Eckersley. And I'm like, Grandma, boy, you better get in the cage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She never let us be satisfied or content. Yeah. And it started early. It started at 10, If my kids see this, they'll be like, oh, shit, here we go. My eyes are rolled back. Football was my favorite sport. I ran a kickoff back. I rushed for 200. We're playing Carmichael. The quarterback threw me a pass. I ran it for a touchdown, and we got co-MVP. And after the game, my grandmother was like, what's wrong with you? Pick your lip off the ground. That used to be the saying back in the day. Pick your lip off the ground. And I was like, Grandma, it's not fair. I was like, Grandma, he didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. She goes, you made it too close. I was like, what? It wasn't close. Evidently, it was too close. Yeah. So my mother, my uncle, Paul Carmazzi, Jerry Weinstein, Coach Moak, Robert Griffin. There were so many people that were in my life that, Les Robinson, that said, don't make it close. Separate yourself. Like I always try to tell you, separate yourself. Whether it's in a classroom, whether it's on the field, don't make it close. And that's how I try to live my life.
That's amazing. I mean, it's awesome that you've had those people in your corner and that have been so influential in your life. And now that you're able to kind of take those teachings and expand into other people's lives is incredible.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I just say, you know what? People say they try. I think society, and my sister is a psychologist, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when they gave that participation trophy, we went downhill, man. You earn what you get. Right. The world doesn't owe you anything, and you have to go out there and you have to get it. Mm-hmm. And you have to work for it. And a hard day's work for a hard day's pay, and whatever that is, we have to get back to that, instilling that back into our kids and our communities. And, we're not owed anything. Right. You know what? I think we're set up. Is it fair? Is everything equal? No, but you have to go out and get what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? And if someone says you can't do something, instead of proving them right, prove them wrong.
Right. It's great motivation.
I told you that for freaking since you've been in 7th grade. Prove them wrong. You know what I mean? And I still say it.
Well, it still applies. I mean, like we said earlier, there's so many life lessons that sports teaches you, not to just be better on the field, but to be a better person and challenge yourself later in life, no matter what it is.
Well, what do you think about it? But you take Michael Jordan, you take Barry Bonds, you take, Steve Jobs, you take anybody, we all have to have a team. We all have to have people around us to make us and support us to make us stronger.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, one of my favorite sayings is, you've heard it 1,000 times, is if you play for the name on the front, the back will take care of itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we have to get back to that mentality of, you know, me, I.
Yeah.
But with social media, reality TV, you know, it's a different era, man. I'm so glad I didn't grow up in it.
Right.
You know, who knows what I would have turned out? Who knows how I'd have turned out if I got a timeout? Right. I knew it was worse than a timeout. I knew at any moment it was not a timeout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You pick your own switch, you pick whatever. You know, a timeout is, you go sit in the corner for just being a whatever. That don't work to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to, I'm not saying beat someone, but you have to, I mean, there's repercussions to come with,
consequences.
with our choices, you know? You know, church, you know, being divorced and being all that stuff for me is, you know, I remember going to my pastor one time and I was like, okay, man, it's been 7 months and this and that. No, God forgave you for your sins. He didn't say you didn't still have to go through through the consequences of your sins. And I was like, I think I'm good now, but he was like, evidently, you know. But once he said it like that, I understood it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, there's consequences and for everything that we do, for all of our choices. You know, and you know, like I said, we're ever evolving. We're always growing. And I remember Robin Yount, you know, who was like a father to me, you know, saying to me, when you quit learning and you quit evolving, what else is there to live for? But he was doing it in the baseball stance, saying that if you quit learning about baseball, you might as well retire. Yeah. You know, because I'm still learning to this day. Trust me, when I coached you for like 17 years, I was learning every day. Yeah. It was special every single day. I didn't know what I was going to get. Cheers.
Cheers to you, man. We got more food coming.
And we have a place that's going to stay open later than 8:30 now in Elk Grove. I love it.
Yeah, once Velvet Martini, once we get this really rocking and rolling, this will be the place.
But how'd you come up with that name? I'm just curious.
So, you know,
I'm curious how you came up with that name.
I went through a few names at first.
What did your dad want to name it?
Man, what was it? It was like Sheldon Inn number 2, or the second floor of Sheldon Inn, or something like that. I can't remember. And then I kind of like second floor. I thought that might have been an okay name, and then.
And then what happened? Then who'd you call? Who would you hang out with? And
well, let's see.
Well,
yeah, talking to you and kind of understanding getting your input and kind of getting the vibe for up here. The Velvet Martini. We got Velvet Seats. His favorite name or favorite drink is martini. And so it was kind of simple like that. Ran it by you. You really liked it. I'm like, all right.
I love the Velvet Martini, and
I think that's the name.
And it stays open past 8:30.
And I came up with the logo that night, and then kind of digitized it and threw it up on here. Really liked it.
No, but I think you guys did an amazing job, though. I mean,
thank you.
I mean, it's classy. Like everything you guys do, you know what I mean, is first class, and I can't wait for it to be open because I would like to be able to go around the corner and not have to be home at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, you're on the invite only grand opening list. So when we do our opening, you'll get an email. You'll get.
I better get a phone call because I'm
not. You'll get a phone call, text message, because. We
If it's not fantasy football, I don't do too many emails.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, kind of the purpose for opening up this space up here was you're exactly right. Being able to open up a space where people can go after dinner and not necessarily, like we have a great dinner experience downstairs. We have great wine tasting and food over at our tasting room that people can walk over and then do dinner afterwards and then come up here, hey, let's get after dinner drink, some dessert, listen to some live music, some comedy shows and
different vibe.
Completely different vibe. You wouldn't expect it coming out here to on the outskirts of Elk Grove, Wilton, and you know, having a place like this and a
place hip hop like play hip hop like you do.
Yeah.
And we take Jeffrey off the playlist control.
But,
I'm teasing. I can teach Jeffrey because I love.
I know.
We say brother from another mother, so that's you know. But I'm just saying, it would be nice to actually be able to have a cocktail after 7, or water, whatever I want. You know what I mean? During the week, it's water.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll be. Our plan is to have this place open till about 12 o'clock. You'll be able to have there'll be a small bites menu up here where you can't get downstairs. Certain cocktails you can't get downstairs. They're exclusive to up here. So yeah, we really look forward to opening this place up.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Thank you, baby.
There you are.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got a couple.
I got lobster right here, dude.
Are you a fan of skirt steak?
I'm a fan of protein. Yes. This is really good too. Rye, I know you're hungry.
I'll try that steak later on. It smells good.
You gotta try some of that too.
I will. This is outstanding over here too. I didn't think I like almonds in my food, but I like almonds in my food.
All right.
I think my palate is evolving.
All right. Was that a dig at me?
No.
Because I refuse to have almonds. I don't like them.
But I had almonds in the dugout all the time. You know, I ate all day, every day.
Not sunflower seeds, almonds?
Yeah, I ate sunflower seeds.
See, I would have sunflower seeds, but I would get the ranch ones.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't
yeah.
actually eat the seed. I would just suck on the seeds, spit them out. So there's whole seeds on the dugout.
You
all
guys
the time.
got the weirdest freaking seeds ever. Pickle,
Oh, yeah.
salt and
Those
pepper.
Are good.
No, I like just
Were those not
sunflower
invented when you played? Sorry.
Were they not invented?
Because I think they've been around for like 30 years, so maybe they weren't around.
You know what? I like regular sunflower seeds. Low sodium. Low sodium.
Yeah.
Sunflower seed. You like dill pickle sunflower seeds?
Yeah.
I know you do because you and Brady, you guys are weirdos. My son too. They like, it's weird. I like jumbo, low sodium sunflower seeds.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about your new business venture, Restore.
Oh, Restore, health and beauty. Mm-hmm. I have one in Lomas Plaza. It's basically bringing what professional athletes had to the public. You know, we have every vitamin injection as far as shots.
Yeah.
You know, what's big is the lipo shots for women. Instead of having lipo surgery, you go in twice a week and have a lipo shot. But I tell them you can't go out and eat pizza and ice cream and expect it to work. But the lipo shot is big. Kristen McCaffrey's one of our biggest clients. He gets the Superman. We have a lot of UFC fighters and boxers. I get the Superman and magnesium because when you get old, you know, you need that for your heart. Yeah. But we have the red light sauna. We have the oxygen chamber. We have, like I said, every vitamin you can imagine. We have stuff for allergies. We have anything possible, like I said, anything that you're lacking, we can put back in your body. So I have the one here in Loma Plaza. I'm going to Chico. I have two in Vegas. 2 months. I have two in Vegas opening up. You know, and they've been big hits. You know, so far, like I said, you know, it's more than the person that goes out and drinks and gets hungover and needs. We have estheticians, we have cryofacials, we have microderm facials that take out stuff. I've never even looked in this little tube until they said, "You want to see what your face looked like?" And I looked in it, I was like, holy crap. You know, it's, but like I said, it's something, you know, health and wellness is something I've always believed in. So for me, it's opportunity for, not to give back also, but I truly believe in it.
Yeah.
Like I said, sleep in the oxygen chambers and, you know, ultra saunas. And I sat in a cold whirlpool, whether started at University of Miami, whether it was 127 degrees in Miami and the water was 38 degrees and you froze for 15 to 17 minutes, to Milwaukee where it's 22 degrees on opening day. I still sat in that same, my whole career, that same 38 degrees for 15 minutes to try to bring my body back. Now I get 3 minutes and
Same effect?
same effect, love it. And, but like I said, I get the IVs, you know, I believe, especially as you're young, but as you get older, it's just like anything else. We don't produce, and even vitamins. Vitamins are awesome, but when we don't retain them when we take them orally. We basically urinate maybe 59% of it out, or 60, opposed to injectable vitamins, whether it's a B12, 6, 5 complex, to a, you know, getting all back, you know, your magnesium, your whatever it may be, that is 98% gonna be in you for 2 weeks later.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I believe in it. I love it. You know, so I'm going to Vegas with 2, Chico, and I have the one in Loveland Plaza, which I have a great team that's doing great work, and it's packed. You know, girls now, instead of having like, you know, lingerie parties or toy parties, they're having cheese and meat parties with everybody's getting IV drip. You know what I mean? And it's nice to see, you know, because people, and we're essential. You know, like for us, you know, with David Garibaldi, we were able to use his studio while ours was being built out. We were able to give all the first responders free IVs and you know, for their immune systems and all this stuff, as a way to say thank you for their work, you know, in our community, and to try to keep them safe, you know. So it's something I truly believe in, that, who knows, I might have 30, 20, 40 at the, you know, when it's all over with.
Right.
My son has worked there, my kids go there, they believe in it, they love it, and it's a way of life, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's, you know, after this COVID scare, you know, I just think we're gonna live a different type of lifestyle.
Yeah, and I mean, health and wellness, not only, you know, more important than ever. I got to come out and try the cryotherapy, because I see you do it on the Instagram page, and I've done ice baths before, but I obviously didn't like them. They're not a fun thing to do. You have to do them, like you had to do them, but yeah, I got to come out and try that.
Well, you tell me when you want to come. I'll meet you out there, but you but do everything. Like I said, get the IV, get the like I said the. I'm a firm believer in the B12 and the B complex shots. I'm a firm believer in the vitamin C and those type of shots. The amino acids, you know, we have 14. As we get older, we lose them.
Yeah.
So, you know, I get the Superman. That's Christian McCaffrey's thing, you know. But I had magnesium and a bunch of different other things because I'm way older than he is.
Yeah.
So I need a lot of stuff replaced, you know. And But I would love for you to come out and, experience it. We have a lot of, like I said, we have great support from the UFC fighters here, the boxers here, the NBA teams here, the Kings, Luke and all those guys. And, it's, like I said, it's a fraternity. We all come out and we support each other. And like I said, I wouldn't do, you know me well enough, I wouldn't do something if I didn't believe in it.
For sure. Absolutely.
Doesn't mean I'm perfect, but I wouldn't do it if I didn't believe in it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I look forward to coming out and giving that a try and seeing everything that it has to offer. And if people wanted to kind of learn more about Restore, what's the Instagram or website that they can go to?
You go to Restore, Lomas Plaza, Sacramento.
Okay.
Or you can, Greg Vaughn 23 anything. I don't know all this stuff. Greg Vaughn 23 anything. Twitter or whatever. And then Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. But and like I said, message me. I'll meet you out there. Like I said, I want everyone's experience to be outstanding. And, even for like Ryan, get him out there, but I'll bring the show on the road. Let's take it. Let's take the show on the road. See how you become the long drive champion of the world.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, hey man, I really appreciate you being part of what we're doing here with Food and Flight. Love hearing about your story and your connection with Sacramento. Love sharing some food with you, some drinks. And so right now, we're gonna go ahead and finish the rest of our drinks here. I really appreciate you coming on.
I love you, your mama guy, for a long time.
We have some more stuff to drink.
Me and Jeffrey argue, whose son you really are. You know what I mean, all the time. But I appreciate you guys for everything you guys do for Sacramento and, like I said, for Vaughns Valley and me and my family. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you. So, check out the Vaughns Valley Foundation on Instagram, Facebook, VaughnsValleyFoundation.com.
.org.
And check out Greg Vaughn and everything that he's doing on and the good that he's doing in Sacramento. And thanks for checking out Food and Flight. This is episode 3. I'm Jake Adkins. We'll see you next time.